Welcome back to another video. This is the high-grade Star Burning Gundam from 2017. Now this, I wasn't planning to make a video on this early. I was actually planning to make a video on this, the AGE-3, but before that, I built this, and it has some issues that I want to talk about. So, starting off with the aesthetics here, it is your classic red, white, blue, and yellow. I really do like the chest design, like the way that it shapes up. It's kind of nice in my opinion, pretty smooth. There is like a huge color accuracy issue with this though. Well, I guess it's not too huge, but like there is a sticker sheet for this. So one is very, very tiny, but that is for the head camera, like right there in front of the V-fin. Number 2 is the eyes. Number 3, those two large lines, those are for the lines over the ankle armor. Numbers 4 and 5 are for the front and back of the shoulder, this yellow line. Number 6, 7, and, well, yes, number 6 and 7 are for the triangle bits up on the backpack. And number 8, that's actually 2 stickers there. Those are for these little triangles on the knees. Although, I think there is still some missing color accuracy, like these vents should be black. There's also these little triangles right here on the foot that I know for a fact is also meant to be black. This little area right here is meant to be black. So there is still quite a bit of color accuracy issues. The head Vulcans seem to be, well, the head Vulcans are usually always just not color accurate. But yeah, that's pretty much the stickers there. And I'm honestly glad that I was able to build this because I got this a while back and I just now got around to building it. And because I've always liked the feeling of the old Build Fighters, kits, especially like the burning, like this type of Gundam. I do have the Shin burning that I still haven't built yet, but I was able to get the Star burning built before that, so yeah. There isn't really much else to talk about with the aesthetics. This is just your standard look for the main character of the show. I guess I should show you that, though. So there is some information about the Gundam and the pilot. This is from that not mobile game. This is from that Build Fighters anime. Also, here's a better look at the art for the Star burning. You can definitely tell there are quite a bit of color inaccuracies on the model kit itself. And so, with that being said, well, I was going to talk about an issue, but I think I'm going to leave that for the accessories, if I remember to. So, for articulation, it's your standard polycap build. You have a double jointed neck, ball joint up top, ball joint in the bottom. The head can look up that far, which is very nice. The head can look down that far, which is also very nice. In the torso, there is a ball joint right here. There's also a ball joint from the waist going into the white stomach piece there. And I just want to mention, I don't know if this is for all of you guys but who have built this already, but putting the white piece over that polycap joint, that going down into the waist, that was really difficult to put in. It was not going in. Like, it was too large of a polycap, I guess. I'm not really sure, but it was kind of difficult to put that together. So, just a heads up there. You do have a extended like butterfly mechanism in the chest there, which is very nice. You don't have your standard polycap joint. This is actually a different. This is like a polycap cylinder. It's on it. It's also on a ball joint too. So there is a ball joint on the inside of this this rotating butterfly piece. And then there is your standard ball joint attachment into the polycap, which can do a full 360. The arm can go, okay, never mind. The arm can go, okay. The arm can go about that far before it pops off. You have your 360-degree bicep swivel. You have a double jointed elbow bend. The joint is there and there. And then you have your standard ball joint wrist. Well, you have multiple hands in this, but yeah. This isn't really a gimmick, but I want to count it anyways because the backpack attachment is not your standard backpack attachment, but it does go in and it slides down in order to attach. So there's that. Front skirts can go up all the way that far. Side skirts can go up that far because it clashes with the, yeah, that little white section right there. It clashes with the stomach, so that's as far as it can go. It can do a full 360. The rear flap does not move, and with the kick forward, that's as far as you can get going upwards, and this is as far as you can get going backwards. You can technically do the full splits, but the side skirts do get in the way. But without the side skirts, you can, well, I guess without the side skirts completely, like with them completely off, you can definitely have your full splits. But yeah, so there's that. I do know on some kits, this little handle section for the beam sabers, they like to rotate sometimes. This one does not rotate. This is just all one piece, which I don't mind at all. But yeah, so you do have a 180-degree turn on the, well, a little bit more than 180 degrees, but you have that standard swivel on the thigh. You have that double jointed knee bend. This is coming off the, this is okay. I think this was an issue before. This just pops off. I don't know why. But you have that double jointed knee bend, one joint there and one joint there. And you also have a swivel on the upper ankle. The ankle armor is on a ball joint, which is actually in the back. And then you have your standard ball joint attachment into the foot. So going forward, leaning forward, you can get all of that, which is really nice. Backwards, also really nice. Going outwards, ooh, wait, this is not, that's as far as you get. I'm not sure how to feel about that. And this is as far as you can go inwards. I'm actually not very impressed with that. I thought the articulation so far was doing really good, but I'm not really sure about that one. So that is pretty much that for the articulation. Goodness. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a bit. Yeah, so moving on to the accessories, we have a total of 8 hands in this kit. So we have your standard holding hands. It's your standard holding hands. You do have a pair of widespread hands. And this is what I mean when you have like a double jointed wrist for this one. There's a ball joint, which is your standard attachment into the arm, and then there's your swivel. You have a little swivel there, which does allow for a lot more range. There is also these, which is saluting hands, I guess, or just I'm not really sure. High five? I don't know. And then you have your fists, your punching or anchored fists. I don't really know how to. I don't know what kind of expression this would be used for, but I guess fist pumping would be nice. But yeah, all of the extra hands in this kit do have that extra swivel, so you can just attach those on whenever you like. Next we have the beam sabers. This is your like circular attachment of the beam sabers, and this has the like little slot attachments that slide into the little slots on the side skirts. That is the way that they are stored. And with that, okay, that fell off the desk. So these just slide into the hands like so, and they basically, that's kind of it really. They don't really do a whole lot, but they are great for just posing with the beam saber. But when they are just stored, they just attach again in the slot that's on the side of the skirt, which I'm still glad that this doesn't rotate, because that would kind of be annoying to me. But you can have it like just attach around. So just, yeah, that yellow bit, I'll get it later at the end of the video. Next you have your very color inaccurate rifle. I'm holding it backwards. This is what it looks like, just stored, I guess. And this is what it looks like extended. I was never really a fan of this, because this whole gimmick, well, the gimmick is fine. It's just this right here, this part of the rifle just looks really naked. And it doesn't, like, there's a lot more detail up here. Like, there's a lot going on up here and not much going on back here. And in my opinion, rifles that are designed like that kind of look really weird, but that's that. Unfortunately, you can't just slide this into the hand. You actually do have to do the sandwich style holding hand, which is the hand, the rifle, and then the armor plate. So you can just put that back on like so. And that is what it looks like with the rifle. It kind of is underwhelming in my opinion, considering the fact that it's completely color inaccurate. Most of the rifle is white, but if you can tell by the box, some of it is definitely not what they should be. But there is that. I'm just going to put the fist on there. Next up for the accessories, we have the shield, which I kind of like, because it came with 2 handles, which means you can dual wield the shield if you really wanted to. Actually, I want to see what that looks like. Because I actually have not tried that yet. Here is the holding hand again. So both of these boards or shields are attached by this one. Well, they're attached together, and then this attachment. I guess I should show you this first, but oh goodness. So this actually slots into these little two slots on the arm here. They just slide in like so. I will say, so far, yeah, that happens when you try to pull it off. So this adapter likes to stay. But yeah, so yeah. Anyways, the boards attach by a simple just slotting gimmick, and then you can just put these into the hand. You can slide them into the hand if you can, or perhaps it doesn't fit. Oh, okay, no, you can definitely do that. I would say they don't hold very well. Yeah, these don't hold very well at all. Yeah, anyways. That's pretty much the shield though. Not really a whole lot to it. It's kind of simple, and I think the fact that it's simple, I do like that. And that just pegs on together, just to hold it together again, so. Yeah, that's the shield. It doesn't store anywhere else. It only stores on the arm, which is interesting. Oh, you also do have individual slots in case you want to move the handles around. I will say, these handles, pegging them into these holes, it was very tight. Okay. It was really hard to, like, if I were to yeah, it was kind of difficult. Like, if I rotate this handle, that is very difficult. I actually almost while trying to put it in, sometimes you just twist it and it goes in over time. But like doing this one, it was just kind of difficult. I felt like I almost broke it, but luckily I didn't. Anyways, that's that for the shield. Oh, I did forget a little bit of rotation on the backpack here. You do have a 360-degree swivel for these little vent sections. So you can have them facing backwards if you'd like, which, in my opinion, is a decent look. There is that. Yeah, so I forgot about that, but okay, for the last accessory that I want to talk about, it's these claws. It's these. So, you saw earlier in the video, one of them fell off and it's now on the floor somewhere. These, I have a problem with these. These yellow claw bits. The way that they attach is by that little circular peg right there. You would put it in like that, and then there's like 3 holes or slots that you can level it on, so you can have it in the middle. Oh, that's not the middle, but you get the idea. It slides back and forth on that little peg, and that's the only way that it attaches. It doesn't attach securely, so it always falls off. Like, you also have 2 pegs right here, 2 holes for the peg to go in, so you can extend it from here, or like put it right there. I keep it like this, just stored away, but yeah, because it's not secured, this is as much as it wiggles. It wiggles that, like, a whole lot right there. And, okay. I was trying to see if I can get it to do it on this one. Yeah, just like that, without moving the red armor piece here, this is able to slide out from under that peg, and you can it will literally just fall off. That is my one major issue with this kit, and I don't like it. So I recommend, if you're gonna mess with this, I recommend just gluing it to the peg and just keeping it in one position for the rest of its life. But that's pretty much that. But yeah, so did I mention there was a ball? Yeah, I mentioned there was a ball joint here, but it's decent. It just swivels. That's pretty much it. You can do the full 360. Nothing gets in the way. Yeah. But there is that. And that's it for the accessories. So moving on to the comparisons now, we have the standard RX-78-2 Gundam. We have the RX-78-2 just bent its knee and fell backwards. We have the Blazing Gundam from the Build Metaverse. This is the only one that I thought was currently similar to Star Burning, but yeah. And then we have the AGE-2 Magnum. This is quite old. I don't know if I'm gonna make a video on this, but this is old. Yeah, so the AGE-2 Magnum is taller. And that is pretty much it for the comparisons. I didn't plan on a fourth one, but there is. Yeah, so those are the comparisons. I forgot the action stand again, so no air poses, I guess, but I did have it in a pose earlier today, or at the beginning of the video, where I just had it just like, it's great for standing on the shelf, really. Like, I don't know what it is, but the Star Burning, the Shin Burning, all of the Burning Gundams, I think are some of the better, are some of the best, I believe, in articulation across the Build Divers and Build Fighters line. Build Metaverse. I think these have pretty great articulation for what they are. You might not get everything that you want out of these, but they're great with articulation. But they're not extremely the best, you know? I don't know what pose this is, but just showing off some of the articulation there. Yeah, so for a 2017 kit, this is good. This is great. It has all of the clear bits, which I know some people are not really a fan of all these clear bits, but that's pretty much Build Fighters, Build Divers for you. If you're going to get into... Actually, I haven't had... I don't have many kits that have clear parts. I'm actually glad to have this as part of the collection. Like, if you take the Blazing Gundam, for example, there are 0 clear parts on this. And something like the AGE-2 Magnum, there's clear parts, but they're not too eye-catching, I don't think. But yeah, so here's a better look all around. So do I recommend this kit? Yes, I do recommend this. There are some complaints that I mentioned, like this mostly, this yellow bit falling off, and some color accuracy issues, especially for the rifle. This rifle looks naked. But yeah, so overall, I think this is a good kit. It does require some extra effort, I think. You do have some nice areas to panel line as well. Some areas just I think it definitely needs some panel lining, but the overall silhouette of this I think is really nice. It has that like heroic vibe to it. Yeah, so that is the Star Burning Gundam. If you've enjoyed this review, leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next review, which I believe is going to be the AGE-3 normal that I teased this earlier, but I teased again. So yeah, so look out for that one coming in the future. So yeah, Star Burning Gundam from 2017. And the camera's falling, and I'll see you guys in the next one.